Where would you like to enjoy a warm spring day? Which riverside or hillside would be best for enjoying a bright spring day? Some say spring is fair. It arrives in the fields, hills, and gardens indiscriminately. But while there are some places where thousands of flowers bloom as if in paradise, in other places you can only see a few dandelions. How about going to Borisa Temple in springtime? The Gyeongbuk Forest Environment Research Institute, which is more like a beautiful garden, is quite near to the temple. This is a Mangdeoksa temple site. The cherry blossoms are in full bloom. The cars going to Bulguksa Temple pass through the cherry blossom tunnel. They get smaller and smaller as they recede into the distance until they seem to take on a different life as buzzing bees. This is Namcheon Stream. It passes through the middle of the famous Gyeongju ruins. Walk barefoot on that sand, and your footsteps will sound like a rustling reeds. Isn't this village's name misleading? The name Genmar refers to small port villages on the seashore. So how can this inland village be called by that name? In fact, ships used to come all the way up the stream to this village in the old days, giving the village its name. It is thought that the ships brought fish, edible seaweed, and salt from the sea. Oh, a tall cherry tree. This tree doesn't feed its flowers individually, rather it feeds them wholesale and sells honey wholesale to the bees. Then it droops and scatters its flowers wholesale in the breeze. Be quiet. The bees are busy. Listen to their murmuring Vietnamese language. See the swaying white clusters and the gentle undulation of the branches. They are foretelling the precept of Borisa Temple. These hanging white flowers, are they a hint of Buddha's other teachings? As you climb the road before you, there is a thicket of bamboos on your left. During the reign of King Gyeongmun of Silla, the royal crown maker learned the king's secret. He had donkey's ears. The crown maker found it too difficult to keep his secret to himself, so he entered the bamboo forest around the Borisa Temple and shouted at the top of his voice, "The king's ears are donkey's ear." The secret was now out, and the bamboo forest was also unable to keep quiet about it. Every time the wind blew, it whispered, "The king has donkey ears." Now is the time for a crown maker to come to the bamboo forest and shout, "The so-and-so president's ear are donkey's ear." Here is the Borisa Temple. Samguk Yusa mentions this temple while describing the location of royal tombs of kings Honggang and Jeonggang. It was definitely founded during the Silla period. But when did it disappear? It was reconstructed in the 1910s, and the Daeongjeon Hall and the Sunwon or Monastery Hall were built in 1980. Even before we climb the many steep stone steps, we can see a stone Buddha looking at us and smiling gracefully. The official name of the Buddha is the seated statue of Milgok Stone Buddha in Namsan, Gyeongju. It is the best preserved stone Buddha in Namsan and is a treasure of our country. This Shakyamuni Buddha is seated on the octagonal lotus pedestal. Even with his half-closed eyes, he sympathizes with all human joy, anger, sorrow, and enjoyment. His head is a little big for his body, and he is square-faced, but he looks merciful. This mudra or hand gesture is that of the surrender of Mara and also of touching the earth. It is the same gesture as the Buddha of Sakuram Grotto. His halo is made from a separate stone and is lined with beautiful bands of lotus flowers. Several incarnate small Buddhas are enshrined inside the band. Can you see the flame designed outside the band? Do they suggest the fire of human anguish? A Buddha of medicine is carved on the back of the halo stone. He is holding a medicine bowl with a lid in his left hand. The view that this Buddha presides over seems different from the usual secular world. But what is this rock doing here? It seems to claim equal importance with the Buddha statue. Perhaps it is waiting for an artist to carve a similar Buddha from this stone body. Fragments of stone lanterns and the remnant of the stone pagoda can be seen near the Buddha statue. This pagoda is well proportioned. The top part is modeled after that of Silla Temple. There are 4 guardian turrets below. The trail to Buddha carved on rock surface in Borisa Temple is rough and steep. Look, the azaleas are in bloom. Even if you don't understand all of the Buddha's precepts, don't the azalea flowers suggest that the ideas behind his teachings are reflected in their beauty? There is a Buddha with a calm smile carved in a shallow ship-shaped niche on a rock that leans slightly forward. The inside of the niche is especially bright, as if lit by a fluorescent light. The Buddha's hands are hidden in what looks like a tower. It is similar to the Buddhist image on the rock surface of Tapgo. The lotus pedestal is similar too. It may have been created by the same Buddhist sect as the creators of the image of Tapgo. The coarseness of the carving may be ascribed to the quality of the rock. The Buddha overlooks such historically significant places as Mangdaksa Temple site, the Bolchiji Field, and the Sachanwangsa Temple site, and the royal tombs of Queen Sondok and King Sinmun. The reason this Buddha is not enshrined with grandeur is that the pine trees and azalea flowers are his canopies. The sound of breeze is this transparent, majestic temple. When we retrace our steps, spring appears a little worn out. Even though this spring day appears a little tired, our weary feet are surprised by the blue flowers as small as nails. While we mutter to ourselves that heaven is like this or hell is like that, we know that we can find the precious, enduring beauty in humble creature. We adore the Buddha of Borisa Temple in the same way that we adore a common flower. Just chant a prayer to a Buddha without any awakening and wait for the passing years to come and go like the rippling ridges of the distant mountains.